Hello, sellers. I hope you're enjoying Open. I know there's a lot of information to digest and sessions to join, but it's what makes this event so exciting every year. One of my favorite parts at Open is getting to talk directly to sellers like you. Today, I'm joined by Chase Clifford, whose store, Chased After the Right Price, has been on eBay since 2005. Chase sells a mix of video game finds, consoles, related collectibles, and retro thrifts. Recently, he also bought a 50-year-old hobby shop, and with it came a ton of retro video games, vintage knives, and so much more. Most interesting to me, as VP of Global Markets, Seller Community, and Marketing for eBay, is that Chase has been successfully leveraging social media to promote and grow his business. His TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube channels are followed by tens of thousands, where he not only shares his journey finding inventory and takes followers with him, he also drives eager buyers to his inventory and features tips and tricks to increase eBay sales. Just like Chase, eBay is investing heavily in social. It's where more and more of our consumers get their inspiration and information, as well as a sense of community with like-minded enthusiasts. In the last few years, we've launched several new eBay social media handles and social experiences in nearly every major social platform, from Instagram and YouTube to TikTok and Twitch, resulting in awareness and engagement, particularly with younger audiences. That's why I'm so excited for Chase to join us to share his insights today. He not only takes advantage of social media for selling his own inventory, but he's an amazing advocate for teaching others in its use for business growth. My hope is that many of you will walk away with some great ideas about how social media might work for you. So let's get started. Hi, Chase.
Hey there, thanks for having me.
Welcome. It's great to have you here. So let's start with a quick introduction. What should our sellers know about your eBay history, how you got started?
Yeah, so I'm only 28 years old, but I've been selling on eBay for 20 years. So I got started at 8 years old through my mom's account. So I've always kind of been entrepreneurial, into that kind of stuff. And the name Chase After the Right Price, so it's a pun with my name being Chase, always chasing after the right price. But I came up with that when I was just 8 years old. I even had the jingle. I had the dream of having a store with that name, and here we are at eBay Open.
That's awesome. And I'm totally going to ask you to sing the jingle at some point, because I want to hear what the 8-year-old version of Chase had come up with.
Yes.
And then how did it build from there?
Yeah, so continued on just kind of growing it, selling in middle school, high school, primarily just to grow my video game collection. So I transitioned from sports cards to video games, built collections in both of those things, and then got into college. I got married to my beautiful wife, Alyssa, and we kind of agreed that this could be a potential full-time venture. So about 5 or 6 years ago, jumped into full-time, and since then, it's really grown rapidly. So
the rest is history. Well,
yes.
We're here to learn a little about how you've been able to build the business, and really focusing on social media. And I know that YouTube is a core platform for you. You've got an incredible following. I think more than 55,000 people following you on YouTube. So let's start there. What made you sort of launch on YouTube? How did you decide to turn it into a marketing engine for your business?
Yeah. So one of my favorite shows was American Pickers. I always loved that show. So I kind of saw that, hey, maybe we could do something like that on YouTube. So we kind of became the American Pickers of video games and garage sales. Had a great time just going out, making videos of what I was already doing. And this was a good way to kind of bring in friends and family, be able to connect with them, and just have a great time along the way making videos. So it started out very organic, continued to grow, and the following continued to grow, and then one day it was kind of just like, wow, this is actually like a business.
And that's great. And I think a lot of people start kind of with following a passion and then see how impactful it can be. Mm-hmm. What have you seen in terms of the content that works on YouTube?
Yeah, so we like making kind of 3 different types of content. The first one being discoverable videos. So those are the fun, like the sourcing, the garage sailing, and most recently the hobby shop buyout video, the game store with 50,000 games, stuff like that kind of brings in new people that maybe hadn't heard of us before. And that's a great way to grow our audience. And then we also do kind of more community-driven videos, and those are more like selling side videos, more videos about our business, about developing credibility with our audience as resellers. And then the third type of video are like sales videos, and those are more talking about our Discord community, which we have a reseller group, the Caterpie Crew is what we call it.
Great name.
A couple hundred people in there that I've really gotten close to, but the goal is for us to grow our businesses together, to help each other, to do like eBay challenges, listing challenges, and kind of hold each other accountable, and it's really been an awesome thing.
Oh, that's awesome. It's great to hear that. We've experimented on different platforms as well, and it sounds like you also, in addition to YouTube, have TikTok and Instagram. So maybe talk about, give us a sense of how you've thought about expanding from YouTube into those other channels, and how you think about them working together.
Yeah, so TikTok and Instagram, they kind of have a different demographic, a different person that sees the content there. So we started making YouTube Shorts and decided, hey, we might as well cross-post over to TikTok and over to Instagram. And we've actually had people that say, hey, we found you through TikTok or we found you through Instagram. And really, these things are to hopefully fuel the long-form content on YouTube, where they can kind of really become part of our community and connect with us. So it's been really cool to see the way that you can kind of use all of the different forms to grow.
And I think it's really important for sellers to know, and we do it at eBay as well, is that you're investing to create content. You can, in fact, have it go in multiple different places. And as you say, there are very different audiences. And you kind of just expand your reach and kind of the return on the investment of creating the content. Let's talk about measurement and how you think about kind of gauging success. Followership, obviously a critical metric and sort of one that people sort of talk about, but is that really what you look at? Do you look at other metrics to kind of understand where you're having impact and where you kind of maybe need to adjust?
Yeah, so we mainly look at a combination of both with followers, but also with engagement and like actual community. So followers are very important. But also, you could have followers that aren't really invested in your content. I've seen channels with millions of followers that don't actually have people that connect with them. So we try to have a combination of both, and I think that's kind of the best way to go about that.
Yeah, no, I think we do the same thing from an eBay perspective. There are ways to just get followers, but that doesn't kind of get you the business and get you the relationship. That two-way relationship is incredibly important.
Right.
So we're getting to the end of our time. I'd love to wrap up, though, about how you connect your social media with your store and really how you drive sales. We talked a little bit about it at the beginning, but maybe what are 3 tips for all the sellers who are listening in terms of bridging that last mile between social media and the actual bottom line of your store?
Yeah, so one really cool thing about content in my niche, in the reselling niche, is that it's become a way that I can source inventory and also increase sales. So that's kind of a side effect that I didn't expect.
You've got it coming and going, basically.
It's full circle. So that's a really, really cool thing. Like, the number one way that I source is actually through YouTube connections. Now people selling video game collections, telling me about the game store, the hobby shop buyout, all that came from YouTube. So that's a really cool thing, but in order to get that, you need to create content consistently.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely huge. Making videos about what you're already doing, making videos about your sourcing, and then you gotta connect that to eBay. So if they see something that they want from when you bought a collection, hopefully that could convert to a sale on eBay. So every video we have, we link our eBay store and say, hey, go check it out, and we might give you a deal if you reach out to us over there. And I've made a lot of sales that way too. So those are the kind of main things.
I think that's phenomenal and great tips. So Chase, we're at the end of time, but thank you so much for being here and for sharing your expertise with me and with everybody here at Open.
Absolutely.
Learning from a fellow seller is what makes Open so special. It's also what makes eBay such an amazing community. And with buyers increasingly leaning into social media and increasingly influential space for purchasing decisions, we wanted to provide you with useful tips on leveraging the different platforms to grow your businesses. For additional information, we've included links in the event resources guide, and there's a seller-led session by Ken Gaetano of Simply Be that you can also view. But I also hope you'll feel empowered to reach out directly to me and Chase. And so we're actually working with Chase on some fun eBay content, so be sure to look him up online. Now, next up is Stuart with our latest shipping updates and a preview of the holiday season ahead. Thanks to everyone who tuned into my conversation with Chase, and thank you to Chase, and thank you for being here at eBay Open.